Hey there, good morning, and welcome to another episode of Mr. Salick Does Art. Today I'm going to be working on the sketch of my pet lizard, Blueberry, the orange bearded dragon, that I started yesterday. So here's a quick shot of Blueberry right here. Here he is in his enclosure. I gave him some breakfast this morning. I gave him some banana, and he was chowing down on that. He's kind of like, "What are you doing right now, dude?" So, anyways, today I'm going to be working on the sketch that I was working on yesterday, and I'm going to be adding some color. So here we go. So here's the sketch from yesterday, and all I'm going to do today is just add some color. So I have my set of Prismacolor colored pencils here that I'm going to use, and let's get started. Alright, so I'm getting started here, adding some color to the sketch of Blueberry. And real quick, I wanted to talk about working from a photo and this word embellish. I wanted to talk about the word embellish. So real quick, let me show you the photo that I'm working off of here. Got my computer here. And what I'm doing here is I'm using mostly realistic colors, as in the colors that I actually see in the photo on Blueberry the lizard. But also I want to exaggerate or embellish those colors, and those both those words mean to add on. So I'm making them more exaggerated. I'm embellishing the color because in the end it's art, and we're allowed to do that. And the more colorful you can make things, the more they stand out. Now, if I wanted to go the opposite direction and subdue the colors and make it more desaturated, I could, but I'd rather go ahead and make it bright, make it lively, make this artwork stand out. After all, he is an orange bearded dragon, and there's a lot of different kinds of species of bearded dragons. I'm doing my research as I go. I'm brand new to being a bearded dragon owner. But the orange bearded dragons obviously are more orange in color, so that's something distinctive about him as an animal, as an individual creature, and I want to embellish that. I want to exaggerate that. So that's why I'm using maybe some brighter oranges and yellows that are really on the picture. So for instance, here I have these two colors. I have lemon yellow and goldenrod. Alright, so I'm going to keep working on this and see how it goes. Alright, so I'm making some progress here on my sketch, adding color. And real quick, I wanted to talk about how I work, and real quick about color palette. So here are some colors that I've chosen so far. For me personally, I like to use less colors when I'm working on a color piece of artwork than more color. I like to kind of limit it. I think once you start using all the colors that you have that are available, it gets very busy and hard to look at, and it looks like you're kind of not going in any direction. So I like to kind of make some strong choices about color. So this is a lot of color even for me. Usually I might even use less than this, like 3 or 4 colors. But right here I have, about 8 warm colors, and we talked about warm colors in a previous video. So these are all warm colors. There's a few neutrals, some browns and grays, but these all kind of go for the actual color of the lizard, of his body, the skin. And then I also have a blue. I have this, well, it's imperial violet, but it's very close to blue, and I'm using this for shadows. So when I combine the orange colors with the blue, or the violet in this case, they kind of in a way cancel out, and it makes a really dark color. So that's also, when you're talking about complementary colors, which orange and blue are, and orange and violet they're close enough. Here, this is actually goldenrod. So let's say goldenrod and imperial violet, they're more or less complementary colors. When you combine those two colors, you get a very dark color. It becomes more or less a brown. So that's why I'm using this cool color, the imperial violet, for shadows. So I'm going to keep working on this. Another thing I want to talk about is that I personally like to work light to dark on value. So I'm trying to add in the light values, and then as I go, get darker and darker as I go. So here's another progress shot before I wrap up putting color on the sketch. And I just wanted to say that you are the artist and you get to make decisions as you go, and you can change your mind and you can make bold decisions, you can make safe decisions. And that's what's great about making art, is that you get to make the rules. And when I'm working on this, I'm not really worried about it looking exactly like the photo. I'm just using the photo as reference, and I want to make it look more or less like the same creature, the same lizard that is eating bananas right now in the other room. But that I want to kind of play up some of the color and really exaggerate, embellish. I'm using those words again. Excuse me. To make the color stand out more and make the value stand out more. So the next shot you'll see is probably the finished product. All right, so I'm pretty much wrapped up here with my sketch. Pretty happy with it. I might add just a few finishing touches, but before I finish up for today, I just want to cover a couple things. I want to talk about color palette. So here I have 10 colors that I used on this artwork. And so I think as artists, we should be very conscious and think about the color choices we make and not just use whatever color without thinking about it. So be critical and think about what color choices you make for your artwork. And if you don't like it at the end, remember that and go, hey, what about that last time I used that one color combination that I didn't really like? And you can use that information going forward when you use color and go, oh, I really liked when I put those two colors together. Because color is always subjective, and there's things that are universal about color, and there are things that are very personal and will differ depending on who you ask. So, like I said, I'm pretty happy with the way this turned out. All in all, I probably worked on this about, I would say maybe a couple hours, about 2 hours all from beginning to start. And I hope this information has helped you as you go on to draw or paint your pet. And just remember, if you've never drawn an animal before, if you've never drawn your pet before, that's okay. You got to start somewhere. So maybe start off with some pencil sketches and then work up to a line drawing with pen and then add color. So gradually work up to it. So that's it for today on Mr. Selleck Does Art. I will see you guys next time.